Okay, I'm going to keep going because I guess I'm going to reap some more havoc on what I view as a problem in Linux desktop. I've been using Linux for about 5 years at least, maybe 8, maybe 10. I don't know, who's counting? But enough that I should be able to know. I should be able to know what to do. And the problem I'm having right now is that there's a bunch of different things that are interacting to do one simple thing, and that's mount a hard drive. So when I go to search for, solutions to my problem, I can't be. I have no guarantee that the discussion is going to diverge into a discussion about how, a discussion about the proper verbiage to use for disk dev by ID or UUID. I don't know if it's going to go into UDEV. The best I could hope for is if I narrow it down to the distribution that I'm working with, I'm going to find my answer. Now I know that my SUSE system here is behaving differently than my Ubuntu system. I know that with the exact same file system tab entry that I have in Ubuntu, in SUSE, I'm getting different results. Even though I have, I'm just a user in the system, and not much else. In fact, I've even added myself to the disk group, just trying to guess whether I need to be in the disk group to do this thing. So I don't know what policy is preventing me from doing what I need to do, but things like this cause issues. So I've done a Google search. I've looked at one thread, and that thread didn't really get me to the answer that I wanted, because the person that asked the question didn't say, I've got my file system tab set up the way I think it should be, and I'm still not able to mount my other partitions. Okay, that's not happening. What is happening, what happened in that thread is it got into a bit of a discussion about I don't know, it didn't go anywhere. Actually, it didn't even get resolved. Someone filed a bug report saying that the bug was the fact that when you click on those partitions and it doesn't allow you to mount, it should ask you for a password and then at that point let you mount. And that's what Ubuntu does. SUSE does not do that, and so you're kind of stuck. But SUSE only does that when you're in GNOME. It doesn't do that when you're in KDE, or at least in KDE 3. That's for certain. So now I'm looking at my yeah, there it is. Okay, this is the exact error that I had. It says how to get Dolphin mounting drives. What's Dolphin? Dolphin's this fucking thing right here. Okay, that's just the browser. And then it says an error occurred while accessing Windows 7. So, okay, this problem doesn't even happen in Ubuntu and KDE 3, where it doesn't even ask me to enter in a password. Okay, with the same exact file system tab entries. Okay, and some other guy says, to mount my partition to the Linux file system, you need to have root permissions. Well, yeah, if I log in as root, that's true, but that's really, the guy that's answering this question is really thinking about the question. The user wants to, by default, if you could, most people don't want to rock and roll as the root user all the time. They want to log as a regular user, so this little lecture here doesn't do anything for you. Except if SUSE is particular in this way, but I want to know why it's particular in this way, right? And then this guy says, well, you can try the SUSE partitioner. Okay, well that could work, but I want to know the reason behind it. Or, you know, I really do want to know what's going on. I actually get access through Dolphin to a hard disk, which were put in after I had installed OpenSUSE. When I click on the icon in the Places bar, I get prompted for a root password. No. What are you talking about? Okay, in system settings, oh great, this is a KDE thing. In system settings, advanced user settings. What are you talking about? System. What are we talking about here? Okay, there's something to do with. It still is. HAL is still interfering with my ability to mount here, I gather. And I just don't know what they're talking about with system. See the problem that we're having, that I'm dealing with now. Let me explain. And this is going to be more directed toward more advanced users. This person is responding to a question, and probably very well probably has the answer as to, you know, there's some kind of graphical user interface by which I could set the policies that are enforced by HAL. But the problem is that this person's probably using Dolphin. No, it's probably using GNOME, whereas I'm in KDE and I'm using Dolphin. So, and on my menu bar here, I've got a system. I got my personal settings. This guy's saying go into system, so I go to system and I look for, go down here to what this guy says, advanced user settings. It's not there. It would be there if I were using GNOME, but I'm not using GNOME. So you know, there's a problem with that. And then why is HAL interfering? If I edit file systems tab, why is it interfering? Well, whoever made HAL probably thought it was a good idea for whatever reason. Didn't think about my situation. Okay, there's a lot of thought needs to be put behind some of these things. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the personal settings and configure desktop, and let's see if I can get any kind of thing. Now I guess I'll click on advanced, and is there anything called policy kit? There's a system policies. Aha! Now we got this thing here. Authorization. Now it's an actions policy, I suppose. Org free desktop. HAL, where's HAL? This is just crazy. UDisks policy kit. See, I'm kind of going blind here. Implicit authorizations. Okay, what this is doing, I think, is now when I try to mount those disks, if I say apply, if I'm able to do that, it won't let me do it because it isn't going to let me be administrator at this point, which is stupid. So I actually have to be logged in as root to use this. It's nuts. It isn't even responding. Oh my god. Well, that's useless. So I'm going to have to log in as root to even mess with this thing. Once I unlock that, whatever the hell it is, and the good thing about SUSE is they don't lock you out of KDE and make you actually be the root user. You know, disallow the root user from logging into KDE. It's just too complicated. Why even mess with it? Yeah. Okay.